Hey YouTubers, been a while since I did any kind of updating video. Kind of took a break from the Blazer for a little while, waiting on some exhaust parts to come in from eBay. But we had to remake the passenger side exhaust manifold because the engine was moved forward 2¼ inches. The F-body manifold just absolutely would not work without some major reconstruction. So what was happening is the F-body manifold, like outlet or down portion of the manifold, exits between like the number 6 and 8 cylinder and then kicks back. Well, even after we had cut it, extended it, and tried to make it work, once the engine fully settled on the mounts, the stupid exhaust manifold was touching the back side of the A-arm. We decided that just wasn't going to be cool. I mean, some people were like, oh, well, you just leave it like that, it'll just keep the engine from rocking. But we decided that there's no way that that exhaust manifold can physically touch that upper A-arm and not affect it, either through mechanical interference or just straight heat melting that stupid bushing out of there. So basically we just took, which what we should have done in the very first place, was took a truck manifold and cut the back of it off, sectioned it out. Let me see if I can get an angle where you guys can see that. We basically cut that truck manifold off, sectioned it out, put in 2½ inch exhaust pipe just from the exhaust store, and then put on the V-band clamp. So I understand it's not all that easy to see, and Andy said to tell you that he didn't want me to make a video about it because right in the middle of doing this stupid manifold we ran out of gas for the welder. So the welds don't look very good, but they're structurally strong. So we did find out, see if I can get down under here. Nah, you might be able to see more this way if it'll focus. Oops, if I can reach up in there. But you can see where we basically cut and sectioned the down portion, put in the 2½ inch exhaust pipe, then welded on the V-band clamp. So now I just got to take it to an exhaust shop and have my down pipes on my manifolds matched up to my dual exhaust that I'm going to run on this vehicle. So sorry about that. Apparently I'm so out of practice of doing videos I can't figure out how to control the camera. So but anyway, if you look now, there's tons of room where before we were worried about getting the starter out of there because it was so tight, kind of boxed in by the stupid A-arm and the manifold. Well, that truck manifold worked perfect. I mean, I have tons, probably over 2 inches of clearance to my A-arm bushing, and we were able to aim the outlet exactly where we wanted it to be for the exhaust. So, and then to fill in that EGR hole, we found the best way to do that is just take a bolt that has the head of a bolt that'll barely fit in the hole, weld that head of the bolt into the hole, and then cut it off with a cutoff wheel, and then smooth it out with a grinder or whatever you have, is the quickest way to fill that in. So I am planning on putting the exterior shield on it to make it look good. I just didn't want to do it until we got finished with that down part. Other than that, I've just been waiting on my exhaust parts to come in. My cold air intake for now is still like this, but I did get my new 3-inch pipe in the mail finally after almost a month to move the filter over, but I just haven't been over to Richard's house to use his horizontal bandsaw. So probably has a little over 100 miles on it. I haven't been driving it very much because it has open exhaust, and it doesn't have the O2 sensors hooked up, so I don't know for sure what the negative repercussions on that would be. But it starts up and runs fine. It gets really, for running with no O2s, it gets really good gas mileage. I can't complain about that at all. So I realize this video is going to be a little shaky, but I wanted to get out here real quick and make some kind of a video, kind of giving some explanation why I haven't been putting up videos, and kind of got flustered with it and had some issues getting parts and had to send some stuff back, and it was just a nightmare there for a minute, so I kind of took a break. But got the hood from Andy. It's better than I expected, but it's not perfect. You know what I mean? It covers the engine. It looks pretty good when it's shut. And see if you guys can see the hood scoop. Whew. And that was one of the downsides to the hood scoop, was that you can't open the hood any farther than factory. Like if you've ever worked on these little S10s, you always want to try to raise your hood up as far as you can to get stopped from hitting your head on the stupid hood every time you try to go in the engine compartment. But you can't do it with a cowl scoop, because the scoop hits the hood. If I go any higher than that, the scoop will come down and hit the glass. So that was kind of a suck situation, but anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I've been doing. Hopefully next week, if those flex couplings come in, I'll be able to get my exhaust put on. See if I can get this thing to mount up in this stupid tripod for a second. Anyway, I had to redo that exhaust manifold on the passenger side. So far everything's doing good. I mean, it doesn't leak anything, doesn't smoke, no weird rattles that I can tell. Keep in mind it's still open exhaust manifold, so it's pretty doggone loud, but it's holding charge, it's charging good. I finally got my shifter positioned properly where I can actually shift the gears without feeling like I'm fighting it every time. I'm really looking forward to mating up to the full, it's going to be full 2.5 dual exhaust with the 18-inch MagnaFlows on it, just like it was before. But because we have those V-band clamps on the end of the exhaust manifolds, Andy and the exhaust shop both believe that I should put those flex, I think they call them flex couplers, or they're like those stainless steel flexible joints you put in your exhaust, so it doesn't put undue pressure and vibration into the manifold. So, but I've already got the exhaust that goes under the vehicle from previous. I just got to take it up to the exhaust shop and have them run the small piece of pipe that goes in between the manifolds and the exhaust. So I think it's, I mean, even for a stock engine, I think it's going to sound pretty good with that 2.5-inch true dual exhaust on it. No catalytic converters, it's just, you know, old school setup on the exhaust. And then I'll work on, I still have to put my overflow bottle or container into the engine compartment, but the one I got from Richard, at some time in that history of his old vehicle, someone must have put those little black, like gooey pellets in the radiator to make it oh, what am I saying, like to fill like make a leak in the radiator, stop leak, you know. They put some kind of stop leak in there that looks like black gooey crap. Well, it's all inside of that stupid coolant tank that came out of that black Typhoon that he bought for parts. And I have tried everything short of some, you know, stronger chemicals. I've been using all kinds of hot water, soap. I put, you know, nuts and bolts inside of it to shake around to kind of get the crap knock loose where I could get it cleaned up, and I just couldn't get it to clean up. So anyway, I will get that thing hooked up so I can have a way to check my coolant level without pulling the stupid cap off, because that's a nightmare. And hopefully be able to get the exhaust hooked up and get some legal tags on it. So Anyway, that's my quick little update. If I left anything out, I apologize. But hopefully we'll get some more work done soon. I'm going to start porting on Richard's 241 heads that are going to be max ported, not just my normal, 215 to 2. They're going to be at least 220 cc intake runners. So anyway, we got some videos coming up. Thank you guys for watching.